Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the second day, day two of the Student Leadership Conference. And thank you for attending the 5 W's and 1H for networking. My name is Kadisha Excel, and I am an industrial organizational psychology student and peer mentor here at CUNY SPS. Now, before we get into the presentation, we have some announcements. One, this session is being recorded and will be published on the CUNY SPS website after the conference concludes. Please keep your mics muted to avoid any disruption throughout the session. Closed captions have been enabled, so if you need them, you can turn them on. Whether your camera is on or off, we do ask that you be mentally present and stay engaged throughout the session. This is a learning environment, and we encourage you to share your experiences in the chat so we can all learn together. We will have a raffle for this conference, and information on how to enter the raffle, will be provided at the end of the session. Now, with all of that said, allow me to introduce our presenter for the Unveiling the 5 W's and 1H for Career Advancement, Catherine Law. Catherine Law is a CUNY alum from Queens College with a degree in Accounting and Information Systems and an MBA from the University of Bridgeport in Business Administration. Catherine has over 30 years of corporate, nonprofit, government, and academic student affairs work experience. Catherine has also, I'm sorry, I have to make my slides. I'm sorry, guys. Catherine has worked as Director of Operations. Okay, Catherine has worked as Director of Operations and Institutional Effectiveness of a two-year college. She's also been an Executive Director of an educational foundation and a professional membership organization. She's been an analyst at one of the Big Fours, Chief Financial Officer for a disease-focused nonprofit. It is clear that Catherine has had a variety of experiences in different fields, and I think this is what's going to make her presentation really exceptional for all of us from all of these different degree paths. With that said, take it away, Catherine.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for today. I presented thousands of workshops. This is the first time for CUNY itself. So I'm hoping that you all learning about my background will be, again, take away a lot of things from this workshop, because networking is a huge thing. Again, to remind us, we're in a workshop about mastering networking, and you can see in whether it be at school, it could be at work, and your internship, you network anywhere, wherever you are. So we're going to talk about what are the 5 W's and the 1H to help you progress in your career. I still use it, so hopefully these will be helpful hints for you. So the 5 W's and 1H for networking. What is this really going to do for you? I want to highlight the aspects to empower you to be able to chart your way into a strategic course in your career path, whether it be accounting, finance, marketing, health services, wherever you are. Networking is a huge part of your life, and it should never stop, and it will never stop. It's never ever going to go away with technology or anything. It will always be part of your career. So as any particular workshop that we have, I always like to have learning outcomes, hoping that you will take away 3 things. One is to be able to identify, why is networking important just because Catherine said so? No. So why is the importance of networking? That falls into a career competency. This goes into your career and self-development in what career path you want to go into. The second learning outcome will be what maybe you can pick out of the 3 of the W's for networking. That's part of your critical thinking. You could take notes, but this will be recorded, so you can go back and play and remember all 5 W's. So the last outcome is to determine the strategy to help you network successfully. Maybe you haven't thought about certain things, or, oh, I know how to do this. It's a refresher. I always like to kind of, refresh when I go to seminars. Professionalism, that's part of that particular career competencies. So let's go. So what is the first W? What, right? What is networking? Catherine, we all know what networking is. Do we really? Well, let's, again, a refresher. Networking is the act of maintaining a personal and professional contact list that's going to help you further your career. And it's also about meeting and making new relationships to foster new ones to, again, remember, progress your career path. It's your career path. I've pivoted, as you've seen from my bio, I pivoted many times, and without networking, I wouldn't be where I am. So networking will always play a part of your career. So that always remember what networking is. Why is it important? It is important. I know, I shocking as it may seem, here's a little secret. I'm an introvert. I hated networking. I hate presentations. This would have not happened if you told me 20 years ago, Catherine, you're going to be presenting at CUNY SBS. No. The Student Leadership Conference? No. But you have to, pull yourself out, use your weaknesses. But networking is important in the workplace. It's going to be important for career development. You want to, again, I want everyone to have the 7, 8 figure salaries. I know it's not possible, but I want you to have the big salary. You need to be in a career path. You have to use networking for job searching. So there's 3 things. You need to network in the workplace where you're working, full-time, part-time, internship, career development. You need to network to get where you need to go. And for job searching, what if you're going to be graduating soon? Or, maybe you're pivoting. Who do you connect with? How do you get past the applicant tracking system? So networking is important. What is networking not, right? So we go to the opposite side. We know what we need to do for networking, but networking is not sitting around and kind of, chit-chatting, shooting the breeze with your friends about, the job market's so tough, I'll never get a job. How's that going to help you? It's really not. It's not about just talking about it. It's not about sending hundreds of resumes to everyone that you know. That's job search, right? This is networking. And networking is not directly asking for someone a job. Someone's going to go to me, Catherine, can you get me a job? And I worked in career services, and time again, that's a very popular question. Catherine, can you get me a job? Well, I don't have a job tree. I wish I did have a job tree so I can give every one of you a job of your dreams, but it doesn't happen that way. We need to use networking. So networking is not asking for a job. You have to work up to that. So the opposite, networking is you have to leverage your relationships, the people in your network. And we'll get to this, who is in your network in a few slides. You have to broaden your exposure to, okay, it's just LinkedIn or just social media or just, colleagues in class, your professors. You have to broaden your exposure to people who can help you with networking. Also, again, on the other side of it is also you have to offer compelling value and solutions to others. It's a mutual relationship, right? Well, okay, I can help you get a job, but what can you do for me? So it's a two-way street. You have to remember that. So the best way to grow your contact base, you need to also remember growing relationships. And the more people you know, the better you can get referrals. Also, it's about learning, exploring, getting feedback and advice. It's almost like the conference topic is mentoring, right? So you need to build your net worth. Remember, your net worth is how much you have in your network. So what is the second W? Where? Catherine, where do I go? Well, why don't we start here? We're starting at the conference. We're starting at this particular session. This is where you're going to start. Well, really, Catherine? Where? Yes, social media, right? We're in the age of social media. There's so much around you can go. We're always scrolling like this, right? On our phones. LinkedIn is a huge thing. If you follow me and you can connect with me a little later, I'll provide my LinkedIn information. I'm a huge presence on LinkedIn. I post things, I comment things, I repost. So it's a huge thing. Follow companies. Companies and recruiters, they look for you. So use LinkedIn, follow companies, join industry groups, your professional organizations. So if you're going into accounting, for example, the AICPA, if you're finance, join, maybe doing local clubs or student clubs. That's something good too. Networking events. Again, there's going to be a networking event, I think, later in the week. Do things like that. But it's not just, remember, virtual. You also have to be in person, or you could do hybrid too, but it's a mix of different mediums. Now, don't forget, if you say you went to my workshop a year ago, don't forget to reconnect. Go look up people that you haven't, seen in a while. Use LinkedIn, use Instagram. Be honest. Say, hey, Catherine, I know we met over a year ago, or you counseled me in the office, and I know I've graduated. It's a bit time, and can we set up some time to kind of catch up? It's okay. Things happen. We get busy. So be honest with people. You want to also enlist help of a mutual friend. I may have a colleague or maybe a friend's friend. Oh yeah, John works at JP Morgan Chase. Let me connect you. It's okay. Enlist the help of people to connect you. Remember? Also acknowledge your career milestone. Say, oh, congratulations, John. It's 5 years you've been at the organization, or congratulations, you've graduated. That's amazing. You want to acknowledge something. So that's your way into reconnecting to people. Remember, just because you connected over a long time ago doesn't mean they're forgotten. You need to do the first steps, reconnect, share something of value. Say, oh yeah, I've told people that I'm now teaching at Baruch. Oh yeah, really? That's great. What do you teach? Just have that icebreaker, that conversation. So reconnecting is actually important. What do you do? So, Catherine, it's like networking. Okay, I know how to do that, but do I really? You want to use networking 30 minutes a day. Maybe you can do a bit more. It's almost like, okay, we spend probably more of that time. I'm going to be honest with everyone. I use on Instagram. I'm scrolling and scrolling until my arm hurts. So if you can do social media for more than hours, you can also go ahead and spend 30 minutes on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is going to be an investment in yourself, just looking to see who you can connect with, right? Or who posts something. Oh, what did Catherine post today? She talked about X, Y, and Z. Or maybe commenting on, someone else's post about that was great. That's, pivoting. I didn't know about that. Reshare articles. I do that. I reshare an article that maybe not everyone in my network is familiar with. Again, the demographics of something, X, Y, and Z. Go ahead and look at your notifications. That's the beauty thing. It's like almost look, oh, the chat has questions, or go ahead and, oh, look, here's some notifications. This person wants to connect with you, Catherine. Here's this person, it's a work anniversary. Look at the notifications. AI is amazing. I don't have to scroll, or you look at the notices. Find companies on LinkedIn. Maybe you want to connect with, and you'll get notification that, look, Bloomberg maybe, or North Shore Hospital has posted something about an article. Oh, let me go check what this is. And you can make a comment and connect with people. You can also LinkedIn, for those who are going to be graduating or alum, you can track down people who are maybe recruiters or an alum you can connect with. Yeah, I'm graduating from college soon. I just want to go ahead and have a conversation and see, what did you do? Can you give me some advice, since I'm going to be a current grad, or I'm studying this program? I'm not sure if, finance, or I'm into, human services. Can you kind of help me and have, 10-minute conversation? So you can find people. Look for people also that you haven't connected with. Maybe someone that from a old school or a class. You also want to do that as well. Look all over the place. You want to connect with people, whether you know them or you don't know them. Oops. How do you, well, okay. Now, I'm starting from scratch, right? You say some people like myself, I have LinkedIn for quite some time. But Catherine, I don't even know what to do in LinkedIn. Where do I go? Who do I look for? Look outside of the circle of your students. Maybe look outside your classroom. Look at where you're working. Go maybe taking an online class. Go take, an art class on the weekends. Learn something new and you meet people. Join an online organization, or it doesn't have to be online. Join a professional organization or support a professional cause. For example, I like to volunteer my time. Volunteer there. You can do, we're doing community work. That's a great thing too. There's a commonality there. You can connect with people. You don't know if the person who you're standing next to at the soup kitchen, this person could be the recruiter. It could be a senior manager at an organization you want to work at. You just never know where your connection or that relationship is going to come from. Again, reconnect. Remember, reconnecting is a huge thing we tend to forget. Oh, when's the last time I reconnected to someone from high school? That's a very long time ago, but it's okay. You can reach out to someone. Maybe, when you started out as a first year in college and you were studying the same program, but now, they're in another position. It's okay to reconnect. Remember, it's be honest. Hey, look, it's been a while, John. We haven't caught up. Or Jane, can we, talk and catch up? It's okay. As for friends, I've actually asked my colleagues, I need to reach, Victoria. Can you do the introduction because I don't know her? Sure. But remember, you have to, in order to ask referrals, the big thing about referrals, I have to know you in order to refer you. So you have to build that relationship. So networking is one step, connecting, and then you develop that relationship. Oh, someone have a question? Oh, okay. So what you want to do is remember that pretty much when you networking is like dating. You have to get to know people. It's not just, okay, we're going to connect and you're going to do things for me. No, it doesn't work that way. It does take time. LinkedIn, again, is amazing. It can connect you with people. You can congratulate people on a new job, and you can tell people, hey, look, I'm looking for a new position. We know AI has, changed a lot of people's lives. It's, increased jobs. Sometimes, unfortunately, people have been laid off. So you can share your status update. I'm hiring someone, or I was let go. Anyone, when you're looking to hire someone with my background, list your accomplishments. If you've done a certificate, or if you've graduated from college, that's great, an accomplishment, or you're moving out of state, something. Always LinkedIn will help you. Make a comment or give a quick shout out to a connection. Again, look at those notices that you see in your LinkedIn. I sometimes don't have the opportunity. Sometimes, I'm so busy, I don't have time to scroll. So what you do is look at those notices. Join a group, right? A group that has, again, there's a finance groups, there's people who are in HR. So look at the group's feed, join that and look at, again, just say, hey, this is an amazing topic. I would love to connect and discuss this further. A little comment like that, you can connect with people. So don't forget about those little things. It's an icebreaker. That's what you can do. You need to find your way in. Online, it's so much easier. For those who are not comfortable in networking in person. So start online because you can slip right in. But when you're in person, maybe it's a bit harder, but definitely you can build up to it. But it is important for you to do that. Facebook, right? Facebook is still huge. People still need to go on Facebook. You want to share, again, contacts are going on Facebook, recruiters are going on there. You update your status, see the companies, employers are always using social media to get to people. Again, it's this generation. It's right in the palm of your hands, that power you have to network with people. Share opportunities with people. Maybe if you're looking for opportunity, that's great, but also look at the other side too. Share opportunities that may be useful to your community. So again, think always it's a two-way street. Oops. Oh, sorry about that. I just exited out of myself. Sorry about that. So Facebook friends we talked about Facebook friends. Instagram is a huge thing. Follow, again, remember, social media, that phone's on my hand. I'm flipping and flipping and scrolling. So follow people that are interested of you. Maybe they're brands, companies, Coca-Cola, right? I grew up on Coca-Cola. So follow Coca-Cola. What if my dream is to work there? Go ahead, look for maybe recruiters saying, hey, we're hiring. That's where you're going to find them. Then you can go live. Maybe you're at a career fair. You want to say, hey, look, I'm at the career fair. Or you want to comment on a post from someone and you want to tag an individual. Say it's a picture. You're at an event, a conference, it was in person, and you can say, look, here's so and so, and you tag the picture, and then they'll follow you. And if you have questions, don't be afraid of DMing is direct message, right? So if you want to have a question, hopefully they have time, they can answer you directly. Also I'm a big fan of hashtags. I know, right? Hashtag. So it's a good thing because sometimes you're on that trend and people will follow you. Their analytics, and I'm not going to go through that whole algorithm, but use relevant hashtags on Instagram. You can engage with people that way. Then the third W. What is the third W? When to network. Well, we know why we need to network, but when do you network, right? So where? Networking is really Building relationships before you need them. Remember, you need to have a support there. You need to have people that you can go to. If you don't have the people to go to, how can you go ask for advice? How do you ask for an introduction? So build your network now. It's never too late. Always still build. And I mentioned it earlier, I'm still building. I will continue to do so during this conference. And I encourage you all to start now. If not, maybe pick out 5 people you want to connect with. Build relationships before you need them. It's extremely important to remember that. Forbes has a couple of networking tips that I want to kind of let you know about. And I know sometimes this stuff may be repetitive, but it's to let you remember this is important. When you start networking, you have to do it before you need it. So don't come and start, okay, I'm graduating next month. Now I need to network now. Remember, networking is dating. You have to start before. You have to get to know people in order for them to, you know, have a conversation with you. So do it way before. Start thinking it now before. Don't do it later. Have a plan. Have a plan. What are we doing? We're going on a road trip? Yes, when you network, it's like you're deciding what should I study at school? Well, who should I be? Have a plan where you want to go. Are you going to go to an event? Are you going to who are you gonna do you know who's attending? What are you gonna do? Forget your personal agenda. What? Catherine, networking. I have a personal agenda. Yes, we all know the personal agenda. We want to get to people to know us so they can get us a job. Right, we know that. But don't use that as the first and the only thing for you to network. Go ahead. Sometimes it's just too much stress. We're our own worst critic. Go ahead and I'm going to go to this event. Just going to check it out. If I make connections, that's great. If I don't, I don't. Less pressure. Don't use your personal agenda because you're going to really stress yourself out. And never ever dismiss anyone as unimportant. So if you say you're going into a in-person event, never dismiss the person at the table. You don't know who that person volunteering at the table is. They could be the senior manager, the vice president of an organization, and you just think, oh, that person's just sitting at that desk. You must be a student. You must be an intern. You don't know that. You can't say that that person in your mind is unimportant because we don't know. Their name tag is not going to say, I'm SVP of something. We don't know that. So always be nice to everyone and just say thank you and always introduce yourself. Connect the dots. In my earlier slide, you had different people in different departments. Always connect. Wait, if I met someone in IT and I met someone in finance, you never know where these people come to play with you. And you have to figure out also how can you be useful in using all this? So it's a plan. That's why you have to use a plan. Follow up and follow through. How many times have I've counseled students that, oh yeah, I've met, yeah, Catherine, okay. Oh, I know it's been a year. A year, a lot have changed. Always, if you've met someone and you've taken their contact information, follow up. For example, if you're going to connect with me today, just don't connect. Don't send that on LinkedIn. Connect. Catherine, I'm looking, who's this? I don't remember, I see thousands of students. I don't know who, again, Jane Doe or John Doe is. Write a little note. Oh, thank you so much. Your, workshop I attended today, and I would like to keep in contact with you or have you added to my professional network. Follow through and give me a little heads up of who you are. So it helps. Remember, believe in the power of networking. It is never going to go away. I know I can say that to ad nauseum, but it is extremely important. And as hard as it may be, sometimes you have to build up to where you can go into an event and just, you're the social butterfly. It will take you time. Start now. It is never too late. So remember, networking tips again, you have to make some great connections. But in order to make great connections, you have to focus on networking. What is net? You break down the word net, right? It's a big net, and you're working. So there's so many people in the room, you get to talk to people. Focus on people that you want to talk to. And if people are for example, I was at an event and there are people that were talking about philosophy. No offense, but I have no idea about philosophy. So if I were to go into that particular, group where they're standing and talking about philosophy, I have nothing to add. And that'd be awkward for me if they're talking about something. I'll be like, uh-huh, sure. No, you have to genuinely make that connection. So go and listen to, groups of people. What are they talking about? Is that something you can add value to? If you're comfortable in jumping into conversations, that's great. But be mindful, you want to add to that conversation. So have a plan and understand the process of networking. If you're going to go in, have things prepared, mentally prepare, right? So you have to be ready. You can't just go, okay, I'm going to run out the door. And then what? So you have to have a plan. You can do it on, on the fly. Say, hey, Catherine, you want to go to an event? We're going to meet some people. Sure. Okay. Little event. Sure. Again, if you're in that mode, you have to plan. You have to know, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to meet people, and let's see where it's going to go. Right. Do I have cards? And we'll go into a couple of slides, what you need to do to be prepared. Learn the philosophy. And when I can't stress this enough, you that you network to give, not to get. Two-way street. I always like to give back to people, and I have also used my network. So it's a two-way street. So always remember that philosophy. You network to give, not to get. But Catherine, I know we want jobs, but remember that you want to be honest and genuine. What is the fourth W? Is who do you network with? I think again, I've kind of alluded to some of the next steps. Who do you network with? Everyone, everyone you can think of. What could be, can we be a little bit more specific? Sure. I'll concentrate on 5 subgroups of your network. Database, you have like, how many contacts that I have on my phone, social media that I follow on influencers, companies, your business, you have to, what if you go to your favorite Starbucks? Follow Starbucks if you want to eventually own your own Starbucks. Follow alumni, connect with alumni. They always want to give back. Mentors, hopefully again, this conference is about mentoring. You want to have many mentors for different aspects of your life. What if your one mentor is busy? You want to have other people there to be your support. So mentors are great. Sponsors, right, which I don't have on my screen. Friends are a huge networking that you could connect with. Family are always great. Yeah, sure. My son or daughter is going to be graduating. Of course, I'm going to introduce. Again, it's who you know. It's that referral system. So don't be afraid to ask family and friends. Talk to your mentors, your network, colleagues, professors, career services, right? So there's so many people in your network, but that's a lot. But that's a lot. You see, connecting the dots, you see all these little, pictures of people, and how do you connect everyone? Where do I start? Well, your network starts with a lot of people, but start with the people that you know, or maybe if you don't know, reach out to them. You want to create your network, right? So it's almost like that old commercial for cell networks. Everyone's following you. If you lose connection, they're all there to help you. You want to create your own network, so this way you can reach out to different people and ask for assistance. And they can come from coworkers, family, friends, professors, as I mentioned earlier, fellow students in your class, professionals in your field, your colleagues, clients or customers if you're working, full-time or part-time. You never know. They can come and remember, don't judge people by their cover, because you just don't know what they've done in their past life or what they're doing when maybe they're just ordering coffee with you. You never know who they are or what their background is. Personal acquaintances. What if that's someone your maybe your roommate's cousin or someone you don't exactly know? Do we get a whole bio of everyone who walks through our door? I don't. You get to know people. That's what networking is. Remember, it's like dating. You get to know people. So you also, other places, if you go to the gym, you go to community centers, you volunteer, your church, anywhere you encounter people, that's where you're going to find people to network with. So it's a huge network. It's not a very small world. New York City is a huge melting pot. We have so many different cultures and people. So reach out there. The fifth and last W is why. Why should I do this? Yes, I know, not just to get your job in the future or, okay, that's the end goal, but why should I really network? I do really well. I study really hard. I'm a great student. My resume stands on its own. So why should I need to network? I should be able to get a job just like that applying. No, sometimes you need that extra. So you want that extra. So what is the extra why you should network? Networking, again, I know we've come out of the pandemic, we're, out of this, and we didn't expect that to happen, but networking is not only virtually, it's also in person. Remember, it's building a two-way street. What are you going to learn from me? What am I going to help you with? That kind of thing. That's almost again like your mentor relationship, your sponsor relationship. So always think about that beneficial relationship. Bottom line, networking is a relationship. You have to work at it. It's not, you'll have some people who'll just, yeah, sure, I'll refer you. Sure, not a problem. But you have those, you have to work, them, and they have to get to know you before they're comfortable in introducing you. And then you can start learning about who they are. So it's both parties working, walking away, feeling that you've gained something. Remember, it's a mutual relationship. It's not just one-sided. So you really have to think of that mindset as well, that it has to benefit both sides. So why should I network again, Catherine? Really? I really don't want to. I really don't like it. I'm really like nervous. Why? People want to help. I know I do. So people reach out to me and they say, Catherine, look, I'm going to be graduating soon. Can you give me a little insight on how you progressed in your career? What did I need to study? Again, you never know where that conversation will start. And sometimes we have that obligation. I know I'm always like to give back. I like to pay it forward because someone has helped me during my career. So there's an obligation that I want to help others and to be there to give you support. Like it's a friend. What if your friends will always, hey Catherine, can you? So it could be a friend, it could be a family member. It's okay. If I know you, we do favors for people. So that's what it is. And it makes you feel important. I know it makes me feel important that I'm here to present to you to talk about networking. And it's important that I'm able to talk to students and tell you why it's important. Again, even talk to employers saying the same way they are opened and or they want to work with you all. So, and remember, a lot of times they may have, remember, I know it's a long time ago, but I have been a student some time ago and I've gone through the same process. I've had to do job search. I've had to go networking. I'd have to go do the sales pitch in elevator. It was not comfortable. And so you just have to keep going through it and they'll understand that it's everyone has gone through the same process. It's not new. It's not something that you graduate college and boom, you have a job. We still have those steps that we have to follow. So the H, the one H that you need to know is how do you network, right? Some of us are not comfortable, I mentioned, don't want to do this. I'm like, ugh, I gotta go network. I was one of those people. Ugh, I gotta go to an event to talk to people. What am I gonna say? Who am I? It's like the imposter syndrome. Stop with that, right? How do you network? This is what we're gonna do. How to network. You never want to pass up an opportunity. Again, workshops like this, go to in-person events, club events, right? Community events. Have an icebreaker. It's one of those little simple things. Or, oh, did you see the eclipse yesterday? Yeah, where did you see the eclipse? Oh, I didn't see anything. Whether you saw the eclipse or not, it's a conversation starter. That's all you need. Have a couple of conversation starters that you can, it's something common. The weather, how beautiful the office space is, or something that just happened. You want to have that first start. Sometimes it's also about, oh, really? That's amazing. That's great. It's tilting of the head, being passionate about your body language, right? And being a business card master, if people still do that, I know I know I waste a lot of paper and I still have business cards. If you are going to an event, or even if you're not, I always have a couple business cards in my phone or in my pocket just in case I run into something. And there you have it. If you don't have your business card, nowadays we have something called Jot. You can use that technology or tap your phone and you're connected. Always be ready to have your information because how am I going to reach out to you? Oh, I'll send it to you. I just gave someone my business card. They were running into the elevator. Yeah, call me, reach out to me. Didn't happen. But then, oh, what did I do? Oh, I didn't get her card. She didn't have her card. So you have to make sure you're prepared. If they don't have a card, just write something really quick down. What's the name of the company? Then you can look them up and say, oh, yeah, we didn't connect, but we met at the elevator. I just want to follow up. Little things if you forget your business card. Remember everyone's name. Can I remember all 29 people? Well, 28, not including myself. Can I remember everyone's name? Not really. I mean, is that bad on me? Maybe, but it's a lot of names. But try sometimes. What if you can? That's why you have collect person's business card. Write their name on the back. Again, a description. Oh, Catherine has glasses. She has long black hair. Okay, I remember that. We went to a conference and she did this presentation on networking. Okay, mental note. Now it kind of triggers who that person was. Use LinkedIn. Look up people. Sometimes they'll have the picture. Go, yeah, that's Catherine. Or, ooh, she doesn't have a picture. Is that her? Well, you have the business card, and you can look where I went to school. So things like that. Be more social. Don't forget to follow up. So if you want to connect with people, do connect with people and just say, hey, great, it was a great workshop, or maybe later on comment on something or the next day. Never, never forget to follow up. You want to make sure you're using the most of networking. Networking is always, going to change. People are going to move from place to place, but you have to be prepared. Talk about more than just yourself, not just, oh, I'm going to be graduating. This is what I'm studying. What are some other things you do? What are some interests? And, just don't give out your business card just to give out your business card. So sometimes you can't just go, here's my business card. That's not really an introduction of who you are. You have to give me a little background about yourself. So why should I keep your business card as opposed to kind of just throwing it away? I've seen that happen. And I was really hurt by that. I've seen where I've gone up to a group of people and I did my sales pitch. And next thing I know, I saw my business card on the floor or in the garbage. Oh, you know what? It's okay. But that told me maybe I shouldn't have just gone into my sales pitch about myself. You want to kind of get to know people and then you want to do that. Connect on social media, follow them, make comments. Don't ask for a job outright. Remember, that's the biggest thing. Don't meet me and go, hey, Catherine, nice to meet you. Hey, can you get me a job? I know you work in career services. Not a great way to do that, right? Okay. So it's not about asking for the job right away. Now, when you're networking, you don't want to say certain things. I don't think there will be people here that I would actually want to talk to. Oh, excuse me, right? Are there any job openings at your company because my boss is the absolute worst? Oh, what happens if that person happens to be their cousin? Ooh, my friend Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates are meeting me for dinner later after this. Oh, okay. You see, certain things like will turn me off or turn people off. But that reminds me of this one time when I was at Harvard. Oh, okay. Again, you see, these things are kind of turn off. When I think about immigration, taxes, and healthcare, I just think political work. We don't want to talk about politics, right? And things that are happening that are so heavy because it's a turn off, and it could be a heated conversation. We want to keep things light. Can you believe that show on Scientology? That is so. Now, these are things you don't want to say during networking. If you ask any of my managers, they'll tell you I'm truly disruptive innovator and blah, blah, blah. Oh, talking much? So certain things you want to be careful of. Can you give me a job at? These are things you don't want to say when you're networking because I don't know you. So why are you saying that? I'm like, all right, you're a bit much. So why are you here? So don't use those. Also, don't, when you're at a networking event, don't ask it, are you hiring or can you get me a job? That's not your icebreaker. Get to know who I am. Where do I work? Where career path, how long, have I been there? What are things that I'm doing? Why are we at this event? What event is this? Don't ask about, can you introduce me to X% your company? Can I pick your brain? Well, networking events, you don't want to pick their brain. That's something you would do afterwards. You connect with them. It's like, oh, so great to meet you at the conference. But I also, do you have some time later that we connect? You do this later. Don't pick someone's brain at an actual event. They're there to kind of meet other people, to have a little fun, to see what's going on, enjoy the event. Don't do your 10-minute pitch, right? I've done that, and I think that's why sometimes my business cards are on the floor. So don't do your pitch there. This is not that time, unless you're a career fair, right? Then that's different. Don't ask a dead-ended question like, how long have you lived here? I've been here all my life. And so, right? So you need more of a conversation, a dialogue going. And don't give a dead-end question like, I'm a writer. I mean, do you expect me to say, you write for what? What if I, honestly, what if I don't care? So you don't want to give dead end questions. Do not do, not doing your homework. So if you're going to an event, you don't know what the event is about, who the companies are the sponsors, who maybe the demographics they're looking at. So do your homework for events. Don't forget your business card. Again, it's always something you have to have. Don't wait for them to approach you. You want to, again, don't wait for them. You go ahead and approach them. And people have seen me where I've seen a list of people who are going to be in that event, and I know, and I'm targeting certain people. When I was in nonprofit, I saw the list of sponsors, and I know if a CEO or SVP was going to be there, and I see their name and I see their picture. So that's why it's good. Picture, bio, research. I'm talking to my colleagues. 2 seconds they turn. Where'd Catherine go? I'm there standing right next to the CEO of the organization that I wanted to pitch something for, or I wanted to meet them. So don't wait for them to stop by and go, hey, on your way out. Don't grab me on the way out. So go and listen to a conversation and kind of break into that little circle. Don't zoom in for a business card and leave. Oh, here's my card. Okay, thanks. Don't go into sales mode totally. Get to know people, have the conversation. Don't say, it's a bad idea or that will never work. Are you an expert in that? So be mindful. Don't have too many drinks, right? It's always that thing at the holiday party, we're having too much to drink, or oh wow, see Catherine, she was like slurring and oh no bad. We want to maintain our professional image. Dress appropriately. Don't dress in, a ripped up t-shirt or everyone's in black tie and you come in, oh, jeans. No, always know how to dress for particular events. Remember, first impressions are extremely important. When you walk through that door, when people remember you, are they going to remember your name? Most of the time, they probably remember how you look or what you wore. So be careful. So avoid these at networking events. So right and wrong ways to network. The wrong way when you're only networking, only when you need it. Remember, you work on networking before you need it. So that means always engage with people, meet people, go to events, and talk to them. Wrong way, connecting with people to only ask for a favor. Don't ask for a favor when you need it. You have to build that relationship. You have to earn that referral, right? So then this way you can do that. Wrong way, not offering to help. Again, I'm a true believer of what you put out there, you get back. So if someone helped you, then help someone else. Pay it forward. That's where you can. Help someone where you can. Wrong way, not following up. Always follow up, even if it's, it's almost like when you're going to an interview and you don't say, hey, thank you so much for your time for, taking the time to explain the position, blah, blah. You never forget to say thank you, letter. So always follow up. Again, it's important. You have to stay connected. Don't, just because someone is, again, remember, you're signing in for an event and that person's just a volunteer. You don't know who that person is. Again, that could be the director of human resources. Don't judge someone just because they're sitting at the table signing people in or their title. Oh, you're just, a security analyst. That's not going to help me. I need to talk to the senior manager, the vice president. You never know who they know. Maybe they are an amazing data analyst and they happen to have a great relationship and they're hiring. So never disregard someone's title. You never know that you might meet them somewhere down the line, right? That's the other thing. So always, when you go to events, it could be virtual, it could be in person. Never forget, do both. It's not always about virtual. As much as I love sitting in my chair at home and doing a presentation and during workshops, you don't get that human touch. So always think about actual events. So networking successfully, you need to remember 10 things. Oh, Catherine, 10 things, that's a lot. You want to remember form. What form? Form, what form? Form your own networking group. You can join groups, but you can form your own. What if you are a huge volleyball fanatic? Form your own group. You can network. That's networking. You want to attend. What is attend? You attend new events. Create. You want to create authentic relationships. Develop that relationship with people, right? And when you're networking, you have to talk. Talk to people. You can't just stand in a corner and go, oh, hopefully someone will come talk to me. No, you have to actually talk to and engage with people. Stay. Stay. What does that mean? Stay connected. Follow up. You need to connect with people. Bring. Bring. What do I bring? Something to a party? No. Bring a business card. You know, there are times when people give me business cards. They're a certain size. I had one time someone gave me a square card, a square business card. And I thought, oh, how unique. It made me look at the card twice. I go, wow, this is pretty cool. So you could bring, I mean, you don't have to, but bring a business card. Revisit, revisit, reconnect with people that you haven't connected in a while. And it's about establishing that relationship again. Online, online, online presence, LinkedIn, social media, use that technology to your advantage. Confidence, confidence shows up in body language, the way you're talking to people. It does come through. You have to believe in yourself. So I believe in you all. So just have confidence yourself that you can go to networking events. H is help. Help others in your network. Remember, pay it forward. Someone helped you, so you help them back. So again, it's a two-way street. You want to do that. Catherine, how am I going to remember all this? This is a lot of words. Well, you're going to remember fax brooch. Fax brooch. F, form. A, attend. C, create. T, talk. S, stay. That's fax. Then broach, bring. R, revisit. O, online. C, confidence. And H, for help. So hopefully you'll remember that when you're networking successfully to remember fax, broach. And of course, you could always come back to the presentation when it's posted on the website. But I'm shy. How do I, you know, meet people? If you're shy, you have to start with what you know. So maybe start talking about yourself. You're a student, you'll be graduating soon. Don't apologize. Oh, I'm shy, I'm new to this. Don't apologize. Remember confidence. Put on a happy face as much as we're kind of cringing inside, going, oh, can I go home? Can I go home? Can I go home? Time your entry. Don't be too early. Don't be too late. You want to make sure there are people there. Listen to conversations, and then you know when to jump in. Remember, bring business cards, bring something that you can give people. Say their name. I'm horrible. I remember names. So sometimes I'll have to on a piece of paper write their name or a description so I can remember. Say their name twice. Oh, hi, Catherine. Nice to meet you. Okay, Catherine, have a great day. So always try to say the name so you remember it. Be yourself. You have to be genuine. You can't, not be yourself. Then sometimes it is being picked up. Always be networking. If you're standing online at Starbucks, you're, online at the cafeteria, bring your hobbies to work. And for those who have seen my office, I like to decorate my office. You could see it changes with the season. Do things that you're memorable for. Find a person who's your wing person, your BFF, someone who is got your back. So find someone who you're comfortable with, or can go to events with you. Be generous, meaning help people out as people help you. Be prepared. Do your homework. Why am I going to this event? What is this about? Who's going to be there? Follow up with people. And it's okay. Remember, it's okay. Everyone's not going to be your friend. It's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay. It happens to me. Not everyone's going to be my friend. It's okay with that. Accept risks. When you go to network, you're not there to meet every single person at the event, but again, you want to have the plan. But if then, this is a bit much, you still can't do this, it's okay. We can always go to a professional to help. Maybe a coach, a mental health care provider can help you get out of your shell. So there are always so many resources to help you if you're not, too sure about networking. So introverts, if you're kind of shy about that, set expectations for yourself. Ask for introductions. Listen more, talk less. Be prepared, with an icebreaker. Sometimes, again, awkwardness, creak, creak, you're saying something, you hear crickets. It's okay. Put away your cell phones. You're not there when networking events, you're not there to be on your phone. You're there to meet people, to talk to people. And we're our own worst critic again. Okay, oh, am I wearing the right thing? Is my hair okay? Do I need a mint? It's okay. Just go ahead and do it. It's okay to not meet every single person, but meet at least 10 people, right? Keep your energy up. I know it's late in the day. Sometimes the events are a bit much, but take your time. You have to mentally prep yourself. So I'll go through some networking questions. Some questions to ask while networking. What brings you here? These are like good icebreakers. How did you get involved in the industry with the company? Since you work in the industry, how do you feel about it? How did someone get their foot in the door in your company? Based on your journey, what do you wish someone would have told you early in your career? How do you spend your time outside of work? What's the best way for me to get in touch or follow up with you? Again, create icebreakers for, during networking. How about tell me about more about your career path? What are the important skills required within your position? Almost sounds like, these questions that you'll be asking towards the end of an interview. Do you have any questions for me? These are great questions. What is a typical day like for you? Because people like to talk about themselves, right? Because they're like, yeah, I do all this and I really like this. You can ask, how did you obtain your entry level position in this field? What education is required for your position? What keeps you at your current organization? You get to know, see, some of these questions are like interview questions. You get to know, well, I really want to work at Google, but if you're talking to someone, they're saying certain things, ooh, maybe not so much. They give you a little background, the corporate culture. How about, are there any experiences you had during your undergraduate or graduate school time that helped you gain required skills or helped clarify your career path? How did you know you were following the right career path for you? I'm trying to learn more about XYZ. Do you know if there's a professional association within that industry that I could examine? What is your favorite, least favorite part of your position? What do you think is the most important aspect to consider when choosing a career path? These are okay. And you don't want to, again, remember, it's not an interview, so go ask all these questions at one time, but ask the question. It's an icebreaker. Let them talk about it, and it's a give and take. Remember, it's a two-way street. You want to start building on that. How about I plan on pursuing a long distance, job search, and I see you live on the West Coast. Do you have any tips on how to make connections with organizations in another state prior to moving? Well, they have, they gave you some, that they moved. So you want to kind of get more into it, start them talking. So again, you're comfortable and they're comfortable with you. I see you major, I see your major is not related to your current field of work. How did you gain the skills to break into your current position? Where do you see XYZ field going in the future? Are there any new technologies or forecasted growth in the field? That's great because look at what is AI doing. They're in the company. They know what is happening. Obviously, as much as they can tell you, they can. But again, an event, you never know. So good questions. Within the field of XYZ, there are many organizations that I could apply to. Do you have any tips for evaluating organizations? Again, we were one point in time, even myself, I was a student. I was looking for jobs. So it's okay to ask these questions to be able to help you. Now, well, getting a job, right? We're going to be graduating soon, or maybe we're looking for a new job. Reach out to professors. And here's a plug. Use your career services office. We are an amazing resource for you all. We are here to help you. Talk to graduates. Join a college networking group. It could be your clubs. It could be professional organizations. Professional organizations are amazing. If you're a student right now, you can get a student membership as opposed to a professional level membership, which is a little bit more. Do that. Talk to friends, relatives, get a part-time job that's related to your major. Remember, you just need that foot in the door. Maybe you could, sometimes you have that straight line. We know what the path is, but sometimes we got to go backwards. We got to go sideways to go forward. So always have that flexibility. Get an internship. That's a great thing. Volunteer. Be active on social media, LinkedIn, attend industry events. Again, all colleges have that, even outside meetups, things like that. Ask for informational interviews once you've connected with someone. You want to kind of talk more about them. That's where you want to pick their brain. Career mentors. Again, this conference is about mentoring and networking. So mentors are really important for you. So definitely use that. Unprofessional things you don't want to do, not being prepared, pushing your resume, not having, your business card or collecting everyone's business card, failing to ask for help and failing to follow up, lying or stretching the truth, and forgetting to be forgetting to be grateful. So you don't want to do these particular things. And remember, everyone is important. So always remember, everyone is important. All right. Any questions? And here, as promised, my LinkedIn is on the screen. If you want to connect with me, go ahead and do so. And at this time, if there are any questions, feel free to unmute yourself or put it in the chat.
If anyone has any questions or comments, this would be a great time. I mean, Catherine shared so many good questions and so much information that I know as soon as this hits the CUNY YouTube, it's probably going to get so many rewatches. The wealth of information that you gave is just amazing. But I particularly liked a lot of the questions. But does anyone have anything they would like to share? Okay, so Charmaine has asked if you do make any of these mistakes, and are there also ways to redeem yourself and reverse the initial bad impression? Good question.
Yeah. If it's an event, you can always talk to other people. Again, it's about networking. It's okay to make mistakes. I've made mistakes before, and it's okay. So you can redeem yourself by following with another question. Go, I know I may have come out with a, off a bit strong, or I didn't mean that way. You can go ahead and talk to that person again or re-engage them. So it's okay. We all make mistakes. I still do. It's okay. You need to be a stronger person, you make mistakes and you own up to it. So it's okay. You can redeem yourself. Just reapply yourself to the conversation, or when you connect with the person, it's like, I hope I wasn't being too strong or I was being too invasive into your career. So it's okay to redeem yourself that way.
Great. Does anyone have any other questions?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go right ahead.
Yeah, yesterday I met one of my professor from like last semester. He mentioned
Mhm.
that if I write him a letter and like mention three of my accomplishments, so like in the last few years, he's gonna give me a referral that I can apply for internship and like entry level jobs. So I was wondering, how can I include this referral into with my resume when applying into the jobs? It's maybe a little unrelated question, but I would appreciate it if you like give me any insights.
So this is a professor you've had a while ago and you need for them to be a referral for you.
Oh, no, he told me that he can give me the referral as long as I email him with like three of my accomplishments in
Mhm.
the last like a few years. He can give me the referral, but how can I include this referral within my resume when applying to jobs and or internships?
Referrals are not really on your resume. That's something that it's almost, again, it's a relationship that you build. It's part of your network. So the only thing you can really put on your resume is really, your resume is hard facts. It's about where you're graduating, you're studying Baruch College, or you've complete a certification on networking. So these are hard skills. So you can't put a referral on a resume. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it did, but there is no way there is no way around it, right? Like, how can I make this like to like somehow that I can like the employee can see the referral, put it on
It's
my LinkedIn profile?
the referrals are really, again, behind the scenes kind of thing. Networking is like a behind the scenes kind of thing. So if I were to refer you to a position on a resume, on a application, you could say it could be noted on the back end of saying that Catherine Law referred, Kiro for this position, but it won't be on your resume. You don't really know. It's like you don't no longer put references on your resume. So you really don't put it on your resume.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, Gregory has a question and then Esther. So, or you have your hand up, Gregory.
Yeah. Hi. I have a question. Thank you for your presentation, Catherine. As an introvert myself, what are some strategies that you keep yourself energized at these events?
I kind of, it's one of those things I kind of pump myself up, and you want to, if it's going to be an evening, you want to have, again, yes, you're restful, maybe have an energy drink or something, but you want to research, you want to know who's going to be there and what your game plan is. So being an introvert, you have to start small. Again, as shocking as it may, I would never have ever been able to do a presentation. I've spoken in front of thousands of people. I would never have done that because I'm actually introvert at heart. You have to build up to it. You have to, again, make baby steps. Go to an event, maybe meet 5 people, give out your card, connect with them, start small, maybe join a club, start talking to people, networking. So little baby steps I would start. So as you start building, each time if you went to an event, you met 5 people, maybe you know what you can use as an icebreaker. And then at the next event, maybe start building to meet 10 people. So it's not going to be overnight. It took me a bit of time. So take baby steps, but you have to put yourself put yourself outside of your boundaries. I know it's uncomfortable, but we all have to do that. It's just like a job interview. We get nervous. I still get nervous, but you have to see it's just a conversation. So it's mentally, you have to think that the way. Remember, we are our own worst critics. Think of self, I have confidence that you can do this. Believe in yourself that, yes, I can do this. I'm going to meet 5 people. I can do it. So just, you know what you're bringing to the table. Just ask those questions. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for your question, Gregory and Miko. Now Esser, and then Yves, but Esser first.
Hi, thank you so much for the presentation. And my issue is, I mean, I think I have a confidence, but sometimes I doubt myself too much. I've been in research administration for a long time, and I know I want to transition into be a director. That's where I really want to be. But I've seen the positions listed, and every time I see it, then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. So I don't know what is holding me back, if I'm scared or maybe I have no idea. So I was wondering if you have any like advice you can give. I have a background in I have a master's in undergrad, bachelor's degree in accounting and a master's in business administration, and I'm now doing a master's in research administration. I'm just doing it because I'm saying the more I have, maybe it will make me better. But I think I need something that is not really more education, maybe more confidence. So
Yeah, for sure. This is all great. That's why, remember, this conference is about networking, mentors. I encourage you to find a mentor to build that relationship. They have your support. You need to have someone where you can maybe reach out to someone, that position you want. Maybe it's at a hustle, maybe it's at, entertainment industry. Reach out to someone maybe who has been at the same college you were, maybe back in high school in your community. Talk to someone at the level that you want to be. Reach out to a director. And again, ask for the informational interview. Say you're looking to pivot and you notice that they pivoted in their career. So use LinkedIn, search for people who have pivoted into a particular field or the position. Look at position titles. Reach out to someone so they can give you some background how they did it. So this way, the more you talk to them, the more insight they give you, and the more confidence you'll get. Yes, school is great, but you need to actually to do something. You have to be out there to talk to people. So I encourage you to connect with people on LinkedIn, set up informational interviews to see how do you get to that next level? How do you get to that director position?
thank you.
Thank you for your question, Esser. And Yves or Yves, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Your
That
question.
was very close, Kadisha. Eve.
Mm,
Catherine, thank you so much for a great presentation. The question that I have, I am an SPS student in my final year, majoring in health service administration. But I'm also an entrepreneur, and I own a company. And the challenge that I find is that as I attend those network events, it's really hard not to sell. I mean, I know you talk a little bit about that, but what advice do you have for me? As you're trying to not kind of push yourself too much to find the balance and keep the conversation engaging. What advice do you have for me on that?
It's the first thing when you go into a group setting, you want to see what the common conversation is. If they're talking about, I don't know, the last baseball game, the Yankees won or the Mets lost or something, or the weather, the eclipse, right? You want to start having a common ground where everyone's comfortable. And it's not about, oh, hey, by the way, it could be one of those after you get to ask them a couple questions, you get to know them a bit, they get to know you a little bit. Then can you start maybe a little bit? I know it's hard to not do a sales pitch, but you really don't want to outright say, hey, look, this is my other business. Can you help me? Ooh, remember, I'm going to be going one of these kind of go, oh, okay, well, I'm not ready for that. I need to know who you are before that. So try going around to different groups, getting to know the people, feel the room, right? This is what it is, feel the room, the temperature. What are people talking about? Are they really selling themselves? Or are they talking about what the conference, maybe it's a particular conference, an entrepreneur, or maybe it's a networking event. And then it's about pitching yourself, but you have to know the right time. For me, it's hard to tell you when the right time is. It's all about listening to when you can put in, go, yeah, by the way, I know you just talked about a business. Well, actually, it's funny. I happen to have a side business. You know, when that right point, it's almost like delivering that right, joke when you're on stage as a comedian. So you have to know it's practice, but always try to do an icebreaker before you jump into kind of that. You can't jump into remember, it's not all about you. You have to read the room first. Okay. Hopefully that helps.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Okay. Is he talking?
Oh, I think he was good.
Okay, so we did go over our time a little bit. So once again,
Sorry.
I do want to thank everybody for their time. And we have some announcements, but so if everyone could just hold on a few moments. So first thing we want to say is check out career services. As Catherine definitely pointed out, career services are there for students and alumni. And Nydia also said she would be happy, and she works at in alumni. I I forgot the exact title, but she would happy to help with networking and connections and things of that nature. So please check out the website for career services. If you're not a SPS student, your university does have one as well. And on our next slide, we have a professional development grant for CUNY SPS students, and it offers a chance at up to $250 for the academic year, and you can use that grant to do career advancement activities or professional development. So Catherine talked about joining organizations for your major. Those usually come with fees. They're lesser for students, so getting this grant is an excellent opportunity to start your networking journey. So keep networking, and with that, have a good afternoon. Thank you so much, Catherine. And thank you to everyone who attended.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
The
everyone.
link for tonight. Let me see if I can pull it up before we close out. This might take me a minute to find that link. Let's see. Oh,
I put it in the chat.
okay, thank you, Elizabeth, because I was going to have to move all the windows. So great, Jose. So everyone have a good afternoon. And
Bye.